Welcome to the 2021 American College of Physicians National and Chapter Awards Convocation Celebration. Please welcome Dr. Heather E. Ganser, Chair of the American College of Physicians Board of Regents.
Welcome to the 2021 National and Chapter Awards Convocation Celebration of the American College of Physicians. During this celebration, you'll hear an address by ACP President Dr. Jacqueline Fincher, and join our Executive Vice President and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Darylyn Moyer, in reciting the ACP Pledge. And of course, we'll recognize the recipients of ACP National and Chapter Awards. The Convocation of the American College of Physicians is a ceremony of tradition, renewal, and celebration. When we are able to hold the ceremony in person, Convocation is conducted in full academic regalia, a ceremonial form of dress that dates back to the 12th century. In respect for your achievements and tradition, all of us addressing you during this celebration wear ACP's full regalia. Another traditional aspect of Convocation is the carrying of the mace and the caduceus. The mace was made for the college in London and contains many design elements symbolic of medicine. During the ceremony, it is carried by the chair-elect of the Board of Regents, who stands on the stage overseeing Convocation participants as they process into the ceremonial hall. The caduceus is carried by the ACP president and is a symbol of the physician's calling. The renewal aspect of Convocation will come at the end of the celebration, when you'll have the opportunity to take the pledge of the American College of Physicians and affirm your commitments to our shared values. Though we regret not being able to gather in person this year, your achievements merit celebration. Receiving your award is a great accomplishment, and this Convocation celebration allows the college the opportunity to honor your well-deserved recognition. Thank you for all you do for your patients, your colleagues, medicine, and the American College of Physicians.
Please welcome Dr. Jacqueline W. Fincher, President of the American College of Physicians.
Good evening. It is my honor and privilege as the President of the American College of Physicians to celebrate all of you. You are my esteemed colleagues, role models, teachers, friends, and superheroes of internal medicine. Each of you has distinguished yourself among your peers within the field of internal medicine and in the college. We honor and acknowledge you for your outstanding work and service. You are the embodiment of excellence in medicine, truly the physician's physicians. Thank you for your tremendous contributions to the field of internal medicine. Thank you, more importantly, for all you do every day to take care of patients, to educate and train the next generation of internists, to improve the state of health care in our country, and to provide a role model of excellence in internal medicine to us, your colleagues. Last April, my year as the ACP president began with our nation in full lockdown with the COVID pandemic taking hold in our country. The old adage, "May we live in interesting times," has taken on new meaning as we have all searched for stability and order in our lives in the past year. The pandemic has certainly affected everything, our practices, hospitals, and patients, but also our personal daily lives in how we work, how we see and visit our families, how we worship, spend our leisure time, shop for food, the money in our bank accounts, and essentially no travel. I feel your pain. Now more than ever, this past year, internal medicine physicians have been called to serve our patients in our country like never before. And more importantly, we have stepped up to the plate in every way. Our country is learning what we here at the college have known all along, that internists are essential. Through the pandemic, the college has provided us with the critical resources, the scientific information, clinical advice, and best practices for our offices, hospitals, and healthcare systems to prevent, diagnose, and treat this deadly virus, and now with the vaccines, preserve lives and prevent death from COVID-19. The college has also provided the essential advocacy at the highest levels of government and with insurance payers to get us the critical personal protection equipment, the testing kits, the financial resources to keep our offices and hospitals open, our staffs employed, vaccines distributed, and most importantly, our patients treated and cared for during this pandemic. It is what we do as the American College of Physicians to serve our members, serve our profession, and serve our patients. It is what we have always done. As we begin to rein in this pandemic, it will be together with the highest ethical principles and with the highest regard for the lives, the health, and the health care of every single person living in our country. The silver lining of any crisis is always the opportunities and the blessings that can come only through suffering. As Marcel Proust said, illness is the doctor to whom we pay the most heed. To kindness, to knowledge, we make promises only. Pain we obey. The pain and suffering in our country, represented by over 30 million people diagnosed with COVID this past year, and over 550,000 deaths, including many of our own patients, family, friends, and even colleagues, underscore the catastrophe and profound grief of this past year. The many weaknesses in our healthcare system have been laid bare, exposing the underbelly of disparity, inequity, and racism. The economic disaster brought on by the pandemic created a K-shaped economy, and the civil unrest ignited last summer have also pointed to these similar issues in many of our societal constructs. This devastating trifecta has also been played out amidst a very divisive and grueling national election. Talk about a perfect storm. God help us to find the silver linings and the blessings. The devastation brought on by the COVID pandemic has forced us all to stop, to change what we are doing, to do things differently, to try new things, to evolve our lives and our healthcare practices in order to just survive and then adapt to the new realities and new information coming out daily. A year later, we look back on how necessity has birthed new uses of technology, expanded the use of telehealth, generated new supply chains of critical equipment, produced new diagnostic and therapeutic capabilities, and now created new vaccines at a miraculous pace. We also have an increased social awareness of one another and our local communities, and an understanding of the critical importance of fully funding public health, the CDC, and the World Health Organization, with the realization that we are truly all in this together. The pandemic has also represented a seminal event in our generation and our lives as physicians. Let it also be remembered that this crisis has been one of medicine's finest hours. The world has witnessed as we have stood shoulder to shoulder with our fellow colleagues to go into harm's way, to render aid to our patients in the hospitals, long-term facilities, clinics, and homes, and provide our communities with the critical health information they needed to make the best decisions. Let the next generation look back and remember the leadership physicians provided, the care that was administered, and the difference that medicine, especially internal medicine, made in the health of our world. As physicians, we have a calling that transcends politics, socioeconomics, and disease, that promotes health and healing for the individual patient and the general population. Today's physicians continue to answer medicine's high ethical calling. We advance the legacy of generations of physicians before us by continuing to combine the principles of science with the art of healing. As physicians, embracing those scientific principles and compassionately applying these healing truths not only define us, but challenge us and how we will be remembered in the future. When we reflect on this past year, we will also remember how we were challenged, how our eyes were opened, and also how we worked together to face these unprecedented times in our country. We know there's no going back to normal, to the complacent naivety of 2019. Life is different now, and we all have the scars to prove it. We cannot unsee our vulnerability nor the fragility of our collective lives physically, emotionally, and economically. But we are now armed with the knowledge, understanding, and hard lessons learned from this past year. Let this pain and suffering of the COVID pandemic and the trillions of federal and state dollars spent on bailout from poor planning and disparate societal constructs not be wasted. Let it be the expensive tuition for lessons learned to get us to a better healthcare system, a more equitable economy, and a kinder and gentler country that truly values all God's children. Yes, this pandemic may have shaken us up, but as internal medicine physicians and the American College of Physicians, we are not deterred from our calling and our daily work. May the challenges of 2020 and the lessons learned give us 2020 vision for the decade ahead as we work together to bring compassion, understanding, and healing in our country. In the words of the late Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, fight for the things you care about, but do it in a way that will lead others to join you. Together, we will face the challenges ahead with the fervent leadership of the college, where we will continue to work together on the things we care about, our patients, our profession, and the health of our country and world. Thank you again for the honor and privilege of serving as your president. Thank you and congratulations.
The American College of Physicians congratulates Chapter Award recipients on their achievements. Alabama, Alaska, Alberta, Arizona, Arkansas, Atlantic Provinces, Bangladesh, Brazil, British Columbia, California Northern, California Southern 1, California Southern 2, California Southern 3, Central America, Colombia, Colorado, Connecticut, Delaware, District of Columbia, Florida, Georgia, Hawaii, Idaho, Illinois Northern, Illinois Southern, India, Indiana, Iowa, Japan, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Maine, Maryland, Massachusetts, Mexico, Michigan, Minnesota, Mississippi, Missouri, Montana, Nebraska, Nevada, New Hampshire, New Jersey Northern, New Jersey Southern, New Mexico, New York, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Queens, New York, Hudson Valley, New York, Long Island, New York, Manhattan, and Bronx. New York Upstate. North Carolina. North Dakota. Ohio. Oklahoma. Ontario. Oregon. Pennsylvania Eastern. Pennsylvania Southeastern. Pennsylvania Western. Puerto Rico. Quebec. Rhode Island. South Carolina. South Dakota. Tennessee. Texas Northern. Texas Southern. U.S. Air Force. U.S. Army. U.S. Navy. Utah. Venezuela. Vermont. Virginia. Washington. West Virginia. Wisconsin. Wyoming.
The American College of Physicians congratulates national award recipients on their achievements. John Phillips Memorial Award for Outstanding Work in Clinical Medicine, Tom L. DeBonco. Neil R. Poe. James D. Bruce Memorial Award for Distinguished Contributions in Preventive Medicine, Michael J. Barry. Joanne E. Manson. Alfred Stengel Memorial Award for Outstanding Service to the American College of Physicians, Lynn M. Kirk. David L. Bronson. Harriet P. Dustin Award for Outstanding Work in Science as Related to Medicine. Jonathan Epstein. Joseph A. Kovacs. Blaise A. Carabello. John M. Carruthers. Edward R. Loveland Memorial Award for Distinguished Contributions in the Health Field. Bread for the City. Jane F. DeForge, Distinguished Teacher Award. David V. Odell. Douglas S. Powell. Robert M. Centaur. Joseph P. Cleary. Ralph O. Claypool Sr. Memorial Award for devotion of a career in internal medicine to the care of patients. Jean R. Sumner. James A. Holtz. Nicholas E. Davies Memorial Scholar Award. Jeremy A. Green. Outstanding Volunteer Clinical Teacher Award. Franklin B. Saxena. Mary N. Newman. Joseph F. Boyle Award for Distinguished Public Service. Gabrielle Gabby Giffords. Anthony S. Fauci. Oscar E. Edwards Memorial Award for Volunteerism and Community Service. Richard P. Holm. Edem S. Agama. Alvin R. Feinstein Memorial Award. Louis D. Saravolats. Walter J. McDonald Award for Early Career Physicians. Tracy Henry. Sarah G. Candler. Joseph E. Johnson Leadership Award. Ravi B. Parikh. Shreya Trivedi. Herbert S. Waxman Award for Outstanding Medical Student Educator. Colleen Christmas. Andrew P. J. Olson. W. Lester Henry Award for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. Valerie E. Stone. Thomas A. L. Lincoln. Samuel Eichhold II Memorial Award for Contributions in Diabetes. Gerald I. Schulman. Guillermo E. Ompieres. ACP Award for Distinguished Contributions to Behavioral Medicine. James P. Griffith. Christopher W. Shanahan. ACP Award for Outstanding Educator of Residents and Fellows, Robert J. Nardino, Anthony F. Suffredini, ACP Award for a Distinguished Contribution by ACP National or Chapter Staff, Linda A. Lambert, Eve C. Swiaki, Stephen E. Weinberger Award for Physician Executives and Leaders, Risa J. Lavizo Maury, Donald Berwick, Elizabeth and Emily Blackwell Award for Outstanding Contributions to Advancing the Careers of Women in Medicine, Mary D. Nettleman, Phyllis A. Guzet, please welcome Dr. Darylyn V. Moyer, American College of Physicians Executive Vice President and Chief Executive Officer.
I invite you to renew your commitment to our shared values and to the college by joining me in reciting the American College of Physicians Pledge. Please join me. I affirm my belief in the mission of the American College of Physicians to preserve and maintain the highest traditions and precepts of our professional calling. And I solemnly declare that I will conform to these ideals to the utmost of my ability. I therefore reaffirm my dedication to the practice of medicine, to act always in the best interests of my patients, to respect the reputation and integrity of my colleagues, to supplement my own judgment with the counsel of others when the occasion requires, to render assistance to my colleagues in every way, to extend my professional aid to the unfortunate, to increase my medical knowledge and understanding by continuing study by association with physicians of the highest intellectual and ethical standards, and by the free exchange of information and experience with all of my medical colleagues. I hereby pledge to uphold the ethics of medicine as exemplified by the standards and traditions of this college. We are proud of your accomplishments and celebrate your achievements in the college and beyond. We especially look forward to your continuing involvement in the American College of Physicians, be it through mentorship, volunteerism, or serving at the chapter or national level on committees and councils. You are the present and the future of the college. At this time, we want to acknowledge the families, friends, and other supporters of those recognized in this celebration. These are the people who have invested time, faith, and support in your careers up to this point. I urge you as physicians to keep them in mind always. You have an obligation to give back to them and to your future colleagues and patients what has been given to you. Families and friends, ACP thanks you. This concludes the Convocation celebration. We look forward to celebrating with you in person when we can safely gather. Until then, be well and continue to spread the mission of the American College of Physicians through your excellent work.